Hello, welcome to Strange Planet, Horror and Coffee exclusive right here. A few days ago, my sister sent me a message saying, hey, you should see this particular movie. You'd probably like it. It's called The Void, right? And I said, The Void, okay, so I checked it out. I just checked it out last night. It came out in 2016, this past year. It didn't come out in theaters, I believe. It's been really, if it did, I must have missed it. I don't know. Did anybody else see it out there? Hello? Anybody else see it? So this movie, The Void, has a kind of nostalgic 1980s feel to it. It's like, it has like, you can tell there's a definite John Carpenter influence in it. It was pretty good. It was scary. Think of it as a mix between John Carpenter's The Thing and that horror movie about outer space called Event Horizon with Sam Neill. For those of you who remember that one, pretty good movie. I thought it was a good story. It's kind of like a weird blend of those kind of elements and ideas to it. If you guys don't want to really know anything about it, spoiler alert, I'm gonna put it out there right now. All right, ready? Here we go. The movie starts with some guy running out of a house somewhere in the middle of nowhere, losing his bloody mind, right? And then there was a woman running behind him screaming. She gets shot dead by these two other people. These two guys set her on fire. They set her on fire. I was like, oh, snap. Yeah, something's going on here. And then we see this guy, this poor cop, this police officer, he's just bumming out in his cop car waiting for a speeding vehicle, I guess. And then this dude, whose name is James, who came running out of the house earlier, comes stumbling onto the road, collapsing. And the cop grabs him. He takes him to a local hospital. And I swear, the hospital had a very local hospital, very quiet, very just a doctor and a couple of nurses and all of that. I was waiting for Michael Myers to show up in Halloween too. It was just like that. And then all of a sudden, things start getting a little crazy. Daniel happens to walk by a room and finds one of the nurses having killed a patient. Like she stabbed him in the eye with something. And he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she turns around, her face, she cut her face off. She cut her face off. It was freaky. And she went towards him. He shoots her dead. And because she was going to kill him. And then things just continue to kind of escalate at that point. All of a sudden the hospital is surrounded by these hooded figures. One of them attacks Daniel. He makes it though. And then those two guys we originally see in the first film magically happen to, I guess, trace, James to this hospital and they find him. And they kind of hold everybody hostage for a bit because they want to get at James. So then what happens is, everybody starts getting knocked out bit by bit. The doctor goes, the other police officer that shows up goes, he gets attacked by the remains of the nurse that Daniel killed. How is that possible? Well, this is where the idea of the Thing comes in. It looks like that. It's like she becomes this grotesque, crazy creature that tries to attack everybody, gets the senior officer, and then the two people that came said, "Oh, we gotta get rid of that body because it'll only get worse." So they get rid of the body, they burn it. You see the parallel, and then it just keeps getting crazier and crazier from there. Eventually, we find out through the course of the movie that these cultists, wearing these funny triangles in their faces or whatever, and you don't see their faces, they're surrounding the building because they're ready to usher in a new dark age where death has no more control. That's what at least the leader of this cult says, that death, I have control over death. Oh yeah, did you have control over all those people that just died in the movie? I don't know. There's this big climactic, I'm not going to get into it too much, but there's this big climactic confrontation at the end where pretty much almost everybody dies. You know, like it's a typical horror movie fashion. Like everybody dies except for one survivor, maybe two. That's when I'll say, watch the movie. Watch the movie. I thought it was really good. Props to the director, Stephen Con. I'm trying to read it because I can't read. I don't want to say the name wrong. Stephen Kontansky and Jeremy Gillespie. Those two guys, pretty good guys. It was. I was thoroughly entertained. I loved it. I was like, wow, my sister knows me like that. Props to my sis. Yeah. You know, it had the elements of 1980s horror. It had the John Carpenter feel, and it had this deep, dark, ultra-dimensional, like hell awaits you on the other side kind of thing. That is just like, oh snap, things are about to get down and dirty here. All right, ready? I'm going to be generous. I give this movie 4. Yeah, 4 coffee cups. I plan on getting this thing on Blu-ray. It was that good. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. It's one of those movies I can see myself seeing again and again, and I'll be like this, oh snap, each and every time. You know, when a movie gets me like that, it's a hit. It's a hit. You know, I'm surprised this movie has not hit the theaters and become this big, amazing thing. You know, and if it did, please, somebody out there let me know in the comments below. Oh yeah, they played it in this theater and because I haven't seen it anywhere here in the New York City area in any of the main theaters. Shame on you, New York City. You just missed out on a good movie. Well, maybe they're playing it in one of those little independent joints, Angelica or something. I don't know. You know, but it was very good, and I enjoyed it very much. So, guys, if you liked this preview, if you liked the coffee cups, how many coffee cups did you give it? Comment below. Let's spread the word. Let's put this movie out there. It should be on every screen in the country. It was that good. It came out in Canada initially, but it's slowly making its way here. I think it's definitely worth a watch. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a huge thumbs up, and you know, a lot of other people who are if you're into horror and you're into scary movies, if you're into this cool kind of nostalgic 1980s feel kind of horror, then watch this movie. Watch it. Now, I think the setting is somewhere maybe in the early 90s or in the 80s where nobody has any cell phones. Yeah, you know the whole cell phones thing. Come on, let's be real. I'm going to keep putting it out there. Alien Covenant is coming out May 19th. I'm going to catch it. As soon as it comes out, I'll let you know my review right here on Strange Planet. Anybody seen those daggers of Megiddo out there? All right, guys. This is Ralph Perez, Strange Planet, signing off. Have a good weekend. Take care.